Hello to all the learners and hustlers having a common dream of getting good placement in 2025. This is Divyang Srivastav and you know me well as your aptitude mentor. Cognizant assessment have been started. A lot of questions has been put up in the mind of a student. They are very concerned about the quant sections. So I am here to help you out with the right approach to tackle the quant sections or the quantitative aptitude questions in your actual Cognizant based assessment examinations. In this session, I will be delivering the top 10 questions which has repeatedly been asked in multiple shifts of previous year question paper of Cognizant assessment. And there is a high chance that these variety of questions would be asked in your upcoming examinations as well. Why we are very sure? Why we are focusing on previous year question? Why we are stretching so much on previous year question so much? Because we have analyzed the previous 5-year multiple shifts question of Cognizant and we have noticed a similar trend. We have found a similar trend, that is Cognizant never just change the variety of questions. All variations, all alteration that they do is they simply change the values or the numbers, right? All the framing of the question remains the same. So if we just practice the previous year question paper and we ace in these particular previous year question based questions, then we will surely going to just crack the particular examinations, right? So in this particular session I am going to deliver the top 10 questions and you will surely feel confident about solving these type of question with the help of concepts, as well as I will ensure that I will teach you properly with the help of short trick as well, so that in case if 3 to 4 questions directly come in your examination, you are going to solve them very accurately, very precisely and very in a very like less amount of time. So let us start the session. So these all are particularly the social media handles or of our platform. So just go and follow us on these platforms so that you get notifications, you get informed about the hiring details or particularly internship opportunities at very earliest, right? So let us start the session with the very first question. Ajit sells a table to Ajay at 10% profit and Ajay sold is to Anup at 10% loss. At what price did Ajit purchase the table if Anup paid rupees 2178? So there is a basically transaction of amount in terms of they are selling the tables from one person to another person, from another person to another person, right? So I will teach you this particular question with the help of two techniques. So first of all, let's say transaction in between who of the two persons. So if we go with the question, here Ajit was there, then Ajit sold it to Ajay. So Ajit sold it to Ajay at 10% profit. Now whenever you have to deal with the question from the profit and loss or the percentage values, always consider value as 100 so that without any complication, with ease you can approach the calculations and calculation would be much easier. Now for an example, Ajit purchases for rupees 100. He sold it out to Ajay and grabs 10% profit here, right? Ajit sold it to Ajay at 10% profit. So 10% profit is being earned by Ajay. That means value become 100 plus 10, that means value will become 110%. That means Ajay have to pay 110 rupees to purchase this particular item. Correct? Then Ajay finally sold it out to Anup, right? So he has 10% loss in the transaction, that means minus of 10%. So if there is a loss of 10%, then actually he is paying 90%. Anup has to purchase this on 90%, right? Or Ajay has to sold it out for the 90% of the value of 110. So 90% value of 110 will become 9 into 11, that is 99. So Anup purchased this particular table at rupees 99. So now let us consider this was the actual value, that is 100. Ajit pay to the Ajay for rupees 110 and Ajay sold it to Anup at 10% loss for rupees or for 99 values. As per the question, at what price that Ajay purchased the table if Anup paid rupees 2178. That means the value of 99 is being given as rupees 2178. And what are we are being asked? What we have to determine? We need to determine at what price that Ajit purchased. That means we have to find the value of this 100. We have to find the value of this 100. Correct? So just simplify the values. This is a multiple of 11 and 9. Let us see if whether this is a multiple of 9. So we can see the divisibility 8 plus 8, 16 to 18. Yes, they both are divisible in 9. So we get 11 is equal to 9 2s are 18, 9 4s are 36 and 9 2s are 18. Then just simplify it. The value of 1 will become 11 2s are and 2 again. So value of 1 will become 22. Now we have to find the actual price at which Ajit purchased. So it will become 22 times of 100 because we have considered the cost price to be 100. So answer would be 2200. Right? This is the basic approach, right? But there is also one approach through which you can just tackle this question in a much very easier method. What is the easiest method is? Whenever we are given with the profit percentage and loss percentage, whenever there is a transaction such that the profit percentage is equal to the loss percentage, then always remember the net percentage change is minus of whatever the percentage given is. Suppose it is x square by 100. Right. So net percentage would be in this particular case would be it is 10%. So it would be minus 10 into 10 divided by 100, that is minus 1%. That means if CP is 100, then the final price would be 1% loss. That means the final value will be 99. All you have to do is just equate the value and you can approach the question in a much easier method. Now let us move to the another question. Here what we are given with, the price of sugar is increased by 30%. To do this, a woman purchased 12 kg less sugar so that her expenditure will increase by 10% only. Find her original consumption. It happens with actual life as well. It happens, this situation particular arises in actual life as well. Whenever the price of a commodity just reduces, we increases our consumption. So I won't stretch on remember on or mugging up the formulas. Rather, I will ask you to just relate the situation in your daily life so that you can just derive the formula by your own. So basically what we can say that always the price of a commodity multiply by consumption, whatever consumption means whatever uses is there, is always equal to expenditure, always equal to expenditure or say amount, whatever amount is there. Correct? Now there are two situations here. Since it is increased by 30%, that means we have something as initial value or something as final value, right? So always whenever you have to approach these kind of questions which are based on price, consumption and expenditure, always take the values as initial values divided by or this is final value divided by initial value. Now put the values as per the given situation, right? So we have price multiplied by consumption is equal to expenditure, right? So we can take the values as price initial, price final, cost initial to the cost final and expenditure initial to expenditure final. Okay. Now put the values as per the question. The price of sugar is increased by 30%. For an example, if we consider any value, if we take any value to be 100, if it is increased by 30%, अगर कोई value increase होगी 30% से, if it is increased by 30%, that means it become 130% of itself. It become 130% of itself. So if it is the price of sugar initially is 100. So price of sugar after getting increase will become 130. Now with terms of consumption, we need to find the consumption here. So just leave the value as it is. We have C final to C initial, just leave the value. And as per the given question, it is being said that expenditure will increase by 10%. That means if expenditure initially was 100, we are taking with terms of 100, it finally become 110. So put the value, assign the value as it is. Now what we are getting here? We are getting the ratios of consumption final to the initial consumption. So from here what we get? CF upon CI. Correct. Let us reduce it. Let us just eliminate the zeros here. So final ratio will become 11 divided by 13. That means consumption initially was 13 units and final consumption was become 11 units. Now come to the question. As per the question, women purchase 12 kg less sugar so that the expenditure will be remain increased by only 10%. That means she was consuming 12 kg less sugar. Now go with this particular value. As per the given values, we are given with the consumption become 13 ratio 11. That means there was reduction of 2 units from here. Now as per the question, this 2 units signifies how much kgs? 12 kgs, right? How much kgs? It signify 12 kgs. So just equate the values here. Just you need to equate the value. So the value of 2 units become 12 kg. That means 1 become 6 kgs. Now what we need to ask? We are being asked about original consumption. So original consumption यहाँ से क्या हो जाएगा? It will become 13 units. That is 13 multiply by okay, original consumption has been asked now, right? So 13 into 6, it will become 13 into 6, that is 78 units or 78 kgs. So right options is 78 kgs. I think all these options are not properly aligned. Right answer would be 78 kg. Got it? I think this must be very clear in your head and you can clearly solve these types of question that is being asked in your actual examination. Moving with the next question. Next question on the screen. How many factors 2 to the power 4, I'm just writing it down so that you don't get confused, multiply by 5 to the power 3, multiply by 7 to the power 4 are odd in nature, right? So how we can form this particular value? First of all, we need to check what are the here odd numbers and what numbers are even. So for that matters, first of all, just write it down as 2 to the power a into 5 to the power b into 7 to the power c. What are the possible values of a, b and c? What are the possible values of a, b and c? So if we have to obtain the odd numbers are numbers, those are not multiple of 2. So अब देखो ये particular equation में देखो, if we are given with the equation that is 2 to the power 4, 5 to the power 3 multiplied by 7 to the power 4 here, right? So if we have to obtain the odd numbers, always we have to multiply this number by 2. ठीक है, अब 2 का कोई भी power लोगे, if we are considering any power of 2, it will always derive a number which is a even in nature. So what we need to consider? We need to consider a value of a here is, value of a here can be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It satisfies only one situation when we take 2 to the power 0 because it will become 1. It will become 1. So these are the values, but only a could be aligned with, a should be only 0. Now what are the possible values of b? What are the possible values of b? B can be anyone. B can be anyone. It could be 0, 1, 2 or 3. It could be 0, 1, 2, 3. If we take the possible value of c here, c could be from 0, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. right? It could be 0, 1, 2, 3 and it could be 4 as well, because the highest power to the 7 would be 4. अच्छा, ये क्यों consider कर रहे हैं? देखो, whenever we have to find the factors, factors is nothing but the small body parts of that particular bigger number. So factors can be anyone. We can take 2 to the power 0 into 5 to the power 1 into 7 to the power 2, or we take any of the power of 7 with regard to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है, तो these particular values can fit into the place. So total number of factors will become total for A we have just single place, that is 1. For B we have 4 places which are satisfying the given condition, so we are putting 4. Now for C we are having 5 conditions, so total number of ways will become 20 ways. So in this way we can approach the question with the help of permutations. Okay. Acha, there is one more approach. You can also approach this question with the help of a similar approach. What we can do here is, just remember, whenever we are given a number such that A, B, C are distinct number and A to the power say x multiplied by B to the power y multiplied by C to the power z, right? So number of factors is always equal to x plus 1, y plus 1 and z plus 1. We can also approach this question with the help of this particular technique. So from here we can say we have x plus 1 will become, because only one condition will follow, that is 2 to the power 0. So we have 0 plus 1, that is 1 from here. अच्छा, यहाँ पे we are considering 5 to the power 3. So maximum power would be considered as 3. So 3 plus 1 would become 4 and z plus 1 यहाँ पे we have 7 to the power 4. So maximum power it will become 4 plus 1, that is 5. So total number of factors will become 20. So this is also ideal case by which we can solve this particular question. Let us move with the another question. R and company has 2 directors X and Y. So there is a company whose name is R and company. Okay. It has 2 directors, joint directors, that are X and Y, who have invested rupees 1,25,000 and 1 lakh respectively. X is the working partner and hence take 5% of the profit as his salary. Find X share in the profit if their annual profit is 72,000. So whenever you have to solve the question which comes from the partnership, so always remember there is a concept of pit. This is a concept of pit. What is pit? Always the profit is distributed in the ratio of their investment multiplied by time. Investment multiplied by time will give you the amount, and always the profit is being delivered or it is being distributed as per the investment and time ka product, right? So let us take the values of investment. So if we talk with regard to X and Y, here, we have to take the ratios in which they have invested the amount. देखो, actual sense में देखोगे practical life में whenever we talk about the practical life, always the particular profit is being distributed as per the partnership, as per the amount that they have invested. ऐसा नहीं होता कि वहाँ पे भाईचारा हो रहा है तो you are considering that they are equally dividing the or equally distributing the profits. No, always the profit is being distributed as per their investment and for the time being for which they have invested the amount. So we have to take the ratios of investment here. So investment here is, you can say, we can just simplify it here as well. So it would be 125 ratio 100, or we can just simplify it as 5 ratio 4. This will be the investment ratio. Now, since they both are investing for the same period of time, we can say the time period would be the same, that is 1 ratio 1. So the profit, the final profit must be distributed as per the ratio of their investment and time, that is 5 ratio 4. But there is a catch here. What is the condition given here? X is the working partner. अच्छा, working partner कौन होता है? Who is the working partner? Working partner is one who is operating the business, who is taking care of the business, who is looking after the all logistic part, administration part and everything, right? So he is taking 5% of the profit as his salary. That means 5%, X will take 5% at the salary, right? 5% will go as the salary part. So ये क्या होगा? It is exclusive profit that is being obtained by the X. Apart from that, the profit in which the whole profit will be given to X would be, it will be nothing but in the ratio 5:4. देखो 5% profit तो यहाँ पे क्या हो गया? As a working partner he was taking, so 5% directly goes to the X. Now remaining profit that X is earning would be in the ratio of their investment ratio. Got it? What is being given here? Annual profit is rupees 72,000. So X, salary of X would be, salary of X would be 5%. First of all, he will take 5%, and then he whatever the portion is being left, he will take the profit as per their investment. तो अब यहाँ से भी let us consider, he will take ratio of profit would be 5 upon total profit was 5 plus 4, that is 9 in terms of fraction. Now he will take 5/9 of 5% exclusive profit he was taking as a working partner, and remaining 95%, remaining profit would be 95%, which would be distributed as per their investment. So remaining profit that X will be taking would be 5/9 times of 95% profit, 95% of profit. Now we have to solve this particular equation. So 5% of 72,000. 5% is nothing but 1/20th time. That means from here we can say it is rupees 3600 plus 5/9 times of 95. 5/9 times of 95%. 95% of the profit, that means 95% of the 72,000. Cool. So what we are left with, 2 zeros will be cancelled out. This value will become 9 8s, right? Now 95 multiply by 8 multiply by 5, so it will become 8 5s are 40, and 95 into, I think how many zeros are left? 1 zero more left. That means this value will become 95 into 4, it will become 380, and 2 zeros additionally. So 38,000 plus 3,600, it will sum up to 41600. So right answer would be option number C, that is 41600. I think this is quite clear to you. If you go with the basics, you will surely approach this question, because X was working partner as well. When X is subtracted from each of 19, 28, 55 and 91, so obtained in this order are in proportion. What is proportion? Basically we can say A ratio B is in proportionate when it is another proportion is given here. So we can say A ratio B is in proportion with C ratio D. What is it reflect or it determines? We can say A upon B is equal to C upon D, right? Whatever we asked, what is the mean proportion between X plus 9? Acha, as per the question, whatever we are given with, we are saying that if we are subtracting X from the given numbers, so 19 minus X divided by 28 minus X, since they are all in proportion, so we can say it would be equal to 55 minus X divided by 91 minus X. Now they all are in proportions. Are we going to solve this question with the help of this particular step? No. In actual questions, we are not going to solve this particular equations, because it would be very complex whenever it become a quadratic equations. Abhi quadratic equation it will form and it will take a lot of time, but you have to stand out in your actual examination. Actual examination mein aise jaoge, it will take 2 to 3 minutes. Now choice is yours. You can go with this particular step, but then you won't be stand out and your chances of getting placement would be minimized. It would be reduced, because you will be taking a lot of time in this particular question. So you are not justifying with the other questions as well. So for that matters, you have to approach this question with a very easy trick. I am just going to deliver that particular trick. Whenever 4 of the numbers are given in such a way that they are all in proportion, right? Always take the difference of the two numbers, always make it as a pair, just make it as a pair. So I am taking it as a pair, right? And we take the differences of the pair. So 19 and 28, the difference would be 9. 55 and 91, the difference is of 36. Now, since if they are in a multiple, just take the smallest fraction or the smallest ratio. So the ratio can be, it could be 1:4. Whatever the ratio that has been come, just take 4 here and multiply it with 19, and take 1 here and multiply it with 55. So the value of x which is added or subtracted would be equal to 4 into 19 minus 1 into 55. Okay, and you have to divide the same with the fractions, or if it is not fractionable value, if it is already in simplest value, just take the differences. So 4 into 19 will give 76, 76 minus 55 would be 21, 21 divided by 3 here. So it would be 21 divided by 3. That means value of x will become 7. Now what has been asked? What is been asked? It is been asked that find the mean proportion between x plus 9 and 2x plus 1. So mean proportion is nothing but under root of two values, whatever values are been given. So we have to put the value of 7 and find the x plus 7. So mean proportion will become 7 plus 9 will become 16 from here, multiply by 2x plus 11 will become 2 times of 7, that is 14. 14 plus 11 will become 25. So from here we get under root of 16 into 25. That means under root of 16 would be 4 and 5. 4 5s are 20. So the right answer from here would be 20. So we will find the correct values, right? Now what are being asked? A certain sum of money amounts to rupees 2420 in 2 years and 2622 in rupees in 3 years at the same rate of interest, compounded annually. So here it is a question directly from CI and SI chapter, where we are given a condition where a certain sum of money is invested. So after 1 year, after 2 year, it become, after 2 year, span of 2 year, it become 2420, and after 3 year, it become 2662. Acha, whenever you are given a question from CI based chapter, so always remember there would be some principal value. Then after 1 year, he must be occupying, he must be taking or grabbing some of interest here, and now the amount after 1 year. Now again, the interest in case of compound interest would be, it would be compounding in nature. That means interest principal amount पे तो लगेगा ही लगेगा, and then whatever interest we are occupying in the first year, उस पे भी interest लगेगा. That means यहाँ पे क्या आ जाएगी value? A2 हो जाएगी after a span of 2 years, and after 3rd year, here we are gaining interest on the interest. सबसे पहले तो यहाँ पे interest पे interest लगेगा, और again we have the principal amount पे भी we are seeing the interest. अच्छा, what you have to take care in your mind is always remember these all are successive in nature. अच्छा, successive क्या होता है? देखो, it is compounded annually. That means on the annual values it is compounding. Whenever it is compounding in nature, always remember whatever the ratio of P ratio A1, that is amount after 1 year, it will always equal to the amount of after 1 year to the amount of after 2 year, and always the amount after 2 year is equal to amount after 3 year. That means all these particular values are in proportion, all in proportion, right? So we can say P ratio A1, it is the same ratio, right? A1 ratio, A2 is always on the same ratio, and A2 is ratio, A3 is always in the same ratio, and same will be goes on. So same will goes on. All the ratios would be same for the successive years. So we can approach this question in a much simpler values. So we have principal value here, then we have A1 value here, then we have A2 value here, and A3 value here. So all are in same proportion, right? So as per the given question, we have 2420 and 2662 would be the value after a span of 3 years. ठीक है, तो बस ratios जो होगा ना, इसका रेशियो अगर हमें फाइंड आउट कर लिया, इफ वी डिटरमाइन द रेशियोज ऑफ A2 एंड A3, सो सेम रेशियोज किसका होगा, प्रिंसिपल और यहाँ पे अमाउंट आफ्टर 1 ईयर. सेम रेशियो वुड बी फॉर द प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट एंड आफ्टर 1 ईयर. तो इफ वी फाइंड आउट द रेशियोज ना, we can simplify it and find the particular interest amount. So let us take the ratios here. So this would be simplified with the help of, acha, we are solving it with the help of, we can approach this question with the help of divisibility of 2. Divisibility of 11. Divisibility of 11 क्या कहता है? Divisibility of 11 says the differences of the digits of at the alternate places, or the differences of the digit at the even places and odd places is always a multiple of 11. तो यहां से देख सकते हैं 0 plus 4 would be 4 and 2 would be 4. That means this number is divisible by 11 and this number is always divisible by 11. So 11 twos are here 22 and this is 22, again 22, and from here we can say 11 twos are 11 fours are and 11 twos are, right? So let us simplify the given values. We have values as 220 ratio 242. Okay, let us more simplify it. This will become 110 and this will become 11 twos are. Okay, this value will become 11 twos are again. Just a second, I have done a mistake here. Let us do it once again. So we are left with 11 twos are 22, this is 00, and 11 twos are 22, 46 4 times, and then again we have 2 times, right? So if we just check the divisibility of 4, it won't happen, but we can solve it with the help of divisibility of, okay. So 110 and 121, this is 11 tens are and this is 11 11s are. So we are left with the ratio of 10 ratio 11. तो यहाँ पे जो principal and amount after 1 year, it would be also 10 ratio 11. 10 ratio 11 means if you are spending 10, you are getting 11 rupees after 1 year. It will become 11 rupees after 1 year. That means the interest will be the difference of these. So interest would be nothing but the difference. अच्छा, यहाँ पे interest percentage would be, you are occupying the one difference, the one interest, or interest is always calculated on the cost price or the principal amount. So the cost price here is 1 upon 10 multiplied by 100. That means this value will become 10%. So the interest value will become 10%. So the right answer would be option number A, that is 10%. Let us go with another question. In 1978, a kg of paper was sold at rupees 25. If the paper rate increases at 1.5% more than the inflation rate, which is 6.5% a year, then what will be the cost of a kg of paper after 2 years? After 2 years, it is very easy questions, right? So after certain time, after n years, it will become original price multiplied by whatever percentage or increase is being given, whatever there is a change in percentage increase or decrease, we have to approach the formula with the help of same. So what we can do here is, we can simply take 100 plus p to the power n, whatever time duration is been given to us. Now in this question, if the paper rate increased by 1.5% more than the inflation, which is 6.5% a year, so net percentage increase would be, net percentage increase, I can write it down, percentage increase would be, you can check 1.5% more than 6.5, so it will become 1.5 plus 6.5, that is 8%. So if original value was rupees 25, it is 25, right? So after n years, after 2 years, the value will become, after 2 years it will become rupees 25 multiplied by, there is an increase of 8%, that means it become 108 times of itself. 108 multiply by 100, and next it will also increase by 108% after one more year. So after one more year it will become 108 times of itself, right? So the net value, the net price after 2 year will become 25 into 108 into 108. अच्छा, इसको solve कैसे कर सकते हो? How, what would be the approach to solve this question? देखो, whenever we have to multiply a number by 25, instead of 25, what we can rewrite it as? We can rewrite it as 100 by 4. This value can be rewritten as 100 by 4, so that we have less to do the less calculations. अभी 108 का multiplication, in my mental ability questions, in my mental ability video, you can approach these question with the help of short technique, that is finding the squares. तो 108 का स्क्वायर कितना होगा? 108 100 से in terms of 100 how much it is greater? It is 8 greater. तो 8 8 would be 64. Just write down 64 here. This is 8 greater. तो 108 में 8 आप add कर दो. It would become 116. So this is the square of 108. 100 would be cancelled out from here, right? And we have to deduce this value from 4. Deduce this value from 4 and just add 2 decimal places here. So this would be 4 2s are 8, 36, that is 9 times, 64, that is 16 times, and we have to place point from the 2 decimal places from the rightmost value, that means rupees 29.16. So the right answer would be option number D, that is rupees 21.96. Let us carry forward with the next question. The average age of 10 members in a committee is increased by 3 years when 2 men whose ages are 25 years and 35 years are replaced by 2 men. Find the average of age of 2 men. So in this question we have to determine the values of the 2 men who have joined the committee. So for an example, let us particularly understand this question with the help of proper visualization. So for an instant, this is a committee. This is a committee that has been shown to us. Now for an instant, just suppose there are 10 members in it. There are total 10 members in it. Two of the person are being dropped out. They are being replaced. That means 2 of the person are being replaced, and their weight was independently or successfully 25 kgs and 25 kgs and 35 kgs. Now in place of them, 2 new people have joined the committee. They have been welcomed in the committee and they joined the committee. So though 2 people have joined this particular committee, since their weight was extra, so the weight of the committee, the average weight of committee is increased by 3 kgs. The average age of the committee increased by 3 kgs. अच्छा, यहाँ से what we can conclude, since the average weight of the whole committee, that is the average weight of all the particular persons are increased, that means definitely the 2 persons that they have come and joined this particular committee must be carrying a weight which is extra to 25 and 35. यानी कि इनका जो weight होगा definitely extra होगा, तभी तो that's why only the average weight of the committee increases by 3 kgs. How we can approach this question? Just you can approach this question with the help of formula. The formula is new value is equal to original value plus minus increase or decrease multiply by number of values. Number of values. So just put the values here as per the given questions. Whatever the values are given. So original value was 25 plus 35. Their sum of weight was 35 plus 25, that means sum was 60 kgs, plus there was an increase in 3. So 3 kg was the net increase, and the total number of values, that is the total number of person in the committee. So पूरी committee में how many people are there? There was sum total, that is 10 people here there. So new values would be equal to 60 plus 30, that is 90. अच्छा, from here we can say the new values of the 2 person is 90 kg. But since there are 2 person in common and we are being asked about the average age, so average age, okay, यहाँ पे there would be a concept average year होगा. Okay, so there is a small correction. You have been asked about the average year. average weight, sorry. Okay, I was considering, I think, okay, just leave it. Okay, just leave it. There is no correction required. Just what you have to consider is their average age was there, so we have to find with respect to age, right? This is years and this is always years, right? So we have to take their average age at, अच्छा यहाँ पे देखो sum total कितना है 90 years है. That means we have to find the average. Average is nothing but the sum of observations divided by total observations. So average would be 90 by 2. 90 by 2, that is 45 years. ठीक है. अच्छा, if you don't have to mug up the formulas नहीं याद करना है ना, क्योंकि formulas exams में we generally just forget because we have to deal with a lot of anxiety, stress, है ना. तो what you can do is just go with this question with the help of mental ability. ठीक है, mental ability का यूज करते हैं यहाँ पे. देखो 3 years से सबकी क्या हो गई, age has been increased. That means all the 10% ages would be increased. That means their age will increase by 30 years, right? And since the two people who have replaced, their weight was earlier 25 and 35 consecutively. That means 25 plus 35 यानी कि 60 weight तो अपने साथ उनका वो जो new 2% are joining ना, वो 60 kg का weight तो अपने साथ लाएंगे. They are carry forwarding 60 kg as the year, right? They will minimum have the 60 years age. Additionally, they will have 30 years of age. So sum total would be 90, and if sum total would be 90, then the average would be 90 divided by 2, that is 45. All right. Next question: how many numbers lying between 9 and 1000 can be formed with the digits of 0, 3, 5, 7 and 9? So we are given with the digit that is 0, 3, 5, 7 and 9, and we have to find the number of numbers which can be just frame up from 9 to 1000. From 9 to 1000. Acha, from 9 to 1000 it has been given lying in between 9 and 1000. That means we are not going to consider 9 and 1000. We are not going to consider 9 and 1000. Why so? Because we have to find the numbers between 9 and 1000. So 9 and 1000 को कम count नहीं करेंगे. We are not counting. Instead of that, we have to first find the number which are between 10 to 99. That is all the 2-digit number that can be framed from the given 5 numbers, that is 0, 3, 5, 7 and 9. And then we have to count the number 100 to 999. That is all the 3-digit number. All the 3-digit number and all the 2-digit number. So let us quickly check how many 2 digits and how many 3-digit number can be framed up from these particular given numbers. ठीक है, अभी 2-digit number के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए होगा, a number at the 1's place and the number at the 10's place, right? We are given with the digits that is 0, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Can we put 0 here? No, because then it will become a single digit number, right? अब 0 के अलावा सारे numbers यहाँ पे रख सकते हैं. How many pairs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can take 4 number here. Now we are given the condition if the digits can be repeated, then can be repeated. That means they are total 5-digit number. So all the 5-digit pairs can be formed with the help of this particular number. So total how many numbers can be formed? 5 into 4, that is 20 ways. So 20 digits or the 20 numbers can be formed. Now if we consider the 3-digit number, that is the numbers that are between 100 to 999. So can we put 0 here? No, 0 can be not placed at this particular point. That means rest of the number can be placed. So rest of the values are 4. So we can place 4 values here. Since we can have the repetition of the digit, so we are left with 5 digit here and we can place 5 digit here. So 5 5s are 25, 24 4 is 100. So 100 number can be formed between 100 and 999, that is 3-digit number. So sum total would be 20 plus 100, that is 120. So total number that we can frame up from the given digit would be 120. So we have to consider all the 2-digit number and all the 3-digit number, right? Because we are saying how many numbers between 9 and 1000 can be framed up. Let us solve this another question. Arun goes to office from his home, which is 120 km apart. So whenever we are provided with a question from the time, speed and distance chapter, always just draw the situation in a visualization form so that we can represent this particular values and we can just visualize the conditions. So this is 120 km apart, this is home and this is office. Okay, his speed is 60 km per hour. So ideal condition that has been given to us is 16 km per hour. After 15 minutes he realized that he left his purse at home. So after he just running towards the office, he realized that he has forgot his purse at the home. He returns to the home and now he travels at the some increased speed towards his office and reaches office on time. Find the increased speed. Let us understand the situations that are being given to us in the following questions. So suppose Arun started from here, that is home point. This is Arun. So in next 15 minutes, let us say he reaches to this particular incident or the particular point. Then he realized that he has forgot his purse. उसने अपनी क्या किया, wallet check किया, अपनी pocket check किया, and he come to realization that he has left the purse here. Now he will be coming back to the home. अच्छा, after coming back to the home, he has to rush to the office. ठीक है? What has been asked is find the increase speed. तो यहाँ पे बात समझ लो. यहाँ पे condition ये given थी कि Arun once come to a point, he realized that he has dropped the purse. He left back to the home. अभी उसको ना provided जितना time था ना उतने ही time में he has to reach to the office. So definitely he has wasted a lot of time. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आने में और जाने में, that is to and fro, whenever he realized that he has left the purse, उस टाइम में उसका टाइम बहुत ज्यादा वेस्ट हुआ होगा. अब जब टाइम वेस्ट हुआ तो that means पहले earlier he was traveling with the 120 km apart with the speed of 160 km per hour. ठीक है, so you can apply the formula that is TDS, time is equal to distance upon speed. That means 120 is the distance and speed was earlier in the ideal condition was 60. That means 2 hours. उसके पास 2 hours का fixed time था. He was having 2 hours fixed time to reach the office, but he wasted a lot of time in the realization. उसका यहाँ पे टाइम बहुत वेस्ट हुआ. अभी he will be देखो, after 15 minutes he realized, that means 15 minutes he took to reach this particular incident point, and the same time he is having to return back. Why the same timing we are considering? Because अब जब वो होम वापस आया ना, when he came and returned to the home, उसको realization part afterwards हुआ. Then he realized and then he increases the speed. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, जब he came back to the home, then he finally gradually increased his speed. So 15 plus 15 would be 30. That means 30 minutes का उसके पास time less हो गया. He was left with the 30 minutes time less. So 2 hours minus 30 minutes would be 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours. 1 plus 1 by 2 half hours. Now in next 1.5 hours he has to travel the whole distance between his home and the office. So he has to increase the speed. So we have to find the same. ठीक है? So time would be, okay, we have to approach this question with the help of speed. So speed in that case would be, distance upon time taken. So distance of the particular home to office was 120 km and he has to travel now in 1.5 hours. That means 3 by 2. So multiply by 2 here. This would be 40 into 2, that is 80 km per hour. So increase speed will become 80 km per hour. Correct? अच्छा, एक और मेथड ये कर सकते थे. We are always given with, if distance is constant, right? So always we remember that time taken is inversely proportional to rate of speed. Okay, so we can say earlier in the ideal situation it is initial value or it is final value. He was taking 2 hours. In the final value, he was taking 1.5 hours. So the speed ratio will become inverse, that is 1.5 and 2, right? So 1.5 we can say 3 and we can term it as 4. So he has to increase the speed in order to reach the destination point in time. So earlier he was traveling with a speed of 60 km. This is through time, this is 20 times. So he have to increase the speed and the speed will become 80 km per hour. You can also approach this question with the help of this particular relation, that is time speed relation. Alright. So that was all about the session. We have covered the most probable question that are going to ask in your upcoming cognizant aptitude section. Just revise these particular concept and try to approach the same concept with the help of the whatever tricks that I have delivered to you, so that you can approach the question in a much precise, in a much simpler way, and it will consume a very lesser time, right? If you face any problem with regard to your particular preparation or with regard to your cognizant based assessment examination, just drop a comment and we will surely address to your problems. If you need the PPT of this particular slides of this particular sessions, just drop a particular comment that we need a PPT of this particular session, and we will be providing you the links through which you can just download the particular slides, right? Acha, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you find this particular work informative and knowledgeable, you can share it with other students as well, so that they can learn a lot from these particular series. Also student, we have a Prep Insta Prime 200 plus courses under one subscription. It is basically a Netflix for upskilling yourself, for providing you the certification for all the courses from NASSCOM, right? So you will be getting certified for upskilling for these particular courses which are the futuristic technology. You can learn these technologies from our platform and you can easily boost up your resumes, and it will be reflected and help you out in your actual interviews as well. All the competitive codings part, artificial intelligence part, machine learning, cloud computing, that has been the demand of the futuristic technology or the future companies, industries, the demand of the IT companies, you can fulfill from these particular courses. Ethical hacking, you can learn from data science, AWS, everything from our platform. Let me give you a brief glimpse of about what Prep Insta Prime is. So if I take you to the Google and write down Prep Insta Prime, then on this particular platform you can upskill yourself and you can enable yourself in all the courses which are very relevant. In fact, you can do the preparation from very scratch for these particular companies, that is Cognizant based, Capgemini based, right, DSA. Then if you are preparing for TCS based NQT examination, Infosys, any of the competitive examination or any of the particular campus recruitment examination, you can do your full preparation from here. Also, you can learn the popular skills that are asked in all your interviews, in all your assessment examination, data science, data analytics, machine learning, AWS cloud, Selenium, everything from our courses. Also, if you want me to help you out in purchasing your particular subscription, then you can avail the maximum discount through my subscription, that is Divyang 10, Div 10. You can attain the maximum discount by approaching this particular code, that is Div 10. If you apply my coupon code, you will get the maximum discount in your subscription package. So just go and grab this particular opportunity in order to have the maximum possible preparation for your upcoming placement drives. Thank you all.